Hello, this is Kathy Atkinson with Mind, Body, and Soul, and I'm here for this month's mini class on the sacral chakra. So last month we talked about the root chakra, and whereas the root chakra is concerned about survival, the sacral chakra involves a desire to enjoy the experiences of life. It's about passion, it's about pleasure, it's about relationships, relationships both with yourself and with others. And as you experience as you go through the experiences, then you're able to enjoy them and appreciate them and experience them and really feel fulfilled in them. This leads to a development of personal values, which leads to a development of discrimination regarding what is and is not in your best interests. So before we get any further into the sacral chakra, I just want to welcome you. Thank you for joining me this month for the mini class. Now, I try to keep these mini classes pretty short, right around 15 minutes, which doesn't give me a lot of time to answer questions. So if you have a question on the sacral chakra, would you please just put it in the comments? And then tomorrow on my website, I will do a Q&A, and I'll post a copy of this video so you can rewatch it. Hi, Lisa. I will answer all the questions that are asked, and this class will also include a free handout on the sacral chakra that you can download from my website tomorrow. So, oh, and you should probably know that my website is mindbodyandsoulonline.com, and soul is S-O-L-E because I'm a foot zone practitioner and foot zone instructor. So let's talk about the sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra is located about 3 inches below the belly button. It's in the center of the lower belly in the groin area. In the back, it's located about the level of the lumbar vertebra. And if you're a foot zone practitioner, we know that the chakras are located on the spine signal, which is right here. And that sacral chakra is going to be located right around in this area right here. Okay, so when you're wanting to harmonize that, this is the area that you're looking for. Okay. It's connected physically with reproductive organs, so like ovaries, testes, the prostate, the womb. It's also connected with the bladder, the spleen. It's basically all the water, or all the body fluids. The element is water, so all the body fluids have a connection to the sacral chakra, as well as the reproductive organs. And of course, we talked about its location in the lumbar area, so there's going to be a connection with the lower vertebra, as well as the pelvis and the hips. And I mentioned bladder, but because of that water element, also kidneys, of course, okay? So for you practitioners, if you have a client with these issues, that's something to take a look at, make sure that their sacral chakra is balanced. Emotionally, the sacral chakra is connected with our ability to feel and receive pleasure, to enjoy an experience, and to be satisfied and fulfilled with that experience. So many times you see people who are running from one experience to the next, but they never really enjoy it. They don't really have that passion for life. They're just constantly searching for something. And that's one of the indications of a disharmony in the sacral chakra. So let's talk first about some physical indications of disharmony or dysfunction, and then we'll talk a little bit more about some of the emotional. So physical dysfunction would be any of those OBGYN problems, any dysfunction in reproductive organs, in the urinary system, chronic lower back pain, sciatic, because you know that sciatic goes through the pelvis there, any dysfunction in the spleen, a loss of appetite, not just for food, but also a loss of appetite for passion, a loss of appetite for life, for intimacy, and then just, you know, those types of emotions, but also dysfunctions. Emotional dysfunctions would include addictions, whether it's an addiction to sex or pornography or alcohol or tobacco, or even an addiction to, you know, to sweets or to chocolate. We know a lot of people who have that addiction, right? Those are indications that that sacral chakra is in excess. So we talked last month about the chakra can be open way too much, or it can be not open enough, right? So those are some indications that your sacral chakra is open too much when you have those addictions. But also, if you know someone who's always on the prowl, who's overly flirtatious, who's maybe promiscuous, those are also some indications that the sacral chakra is open too much. If it's deficient, you might see someone who has a poor self-image. Maybe they lack social skills. They have a lack of desire, maybe they fear change. They could also be very rigid in their attitudes about things. They're not able to look at other people's opinions, or not able to, they don't take change easily. Those types of people you probably have seen. Some of these dysfunctions can lead to kind of an insensitivity toward other people's opinions and thoughts. Also, a deficiency in the sacral chakra can lead to anxiety or concerns about how attractive you are, your physical appearance, you're feeling unattractive. You see a lot of that lately. Not just lately, but in society today, there's just a lot of that, especially with the media that's there right now that tells you that you need to look a certain way, you need to dress a certain way, you need to have your hair done a certain way, you need to wear this cologne. All of those things, when your sacral chakra isn't in balance and isn't in harmony, can lead to a deficiency where you're feeling unattractive. Maybe you feel inadequate or uncomfortable in social situations. Maybe you have a perception that you don't measure up to other people, and even that you kind of envy what other people have. All of those are indications that your sacral chakra isn't in balance. Now, this is my own take on this, but I think one of the reasons that we have so much of a disbalance or disharmony, so much unbalance, so much dysfunction, so much disharmony in the sacral chakra, I think, is because think about 100 years ago, we were doing a lot of creating. We worked with our hands a lot. We were creating bread. We were creating food. We were creating the garden. We were creating furniture, and a lot of this we did simply because we needed to in order to survive. So we experienced that creation, and we welcomed that creation, and we enjoyed that creation and we weren't always looking for something else, because, you know, we pretty much had what we had. Nowadays, we're not doing a lot of creating in our lives, and so I believe that leads to disharmony in the sacral chakra. So how can you bring harmony and balance to the sacral chakra, and how do you know if your sacral chakra is balanced? So one of the ways that you can know that your sacral chakra is balanced is that you kind of you have graceful movements, you have a self-assuredness, not a cockiness. You're just self-assured. You feel confident in yourself. And when you feel confident in yourself, you don't envy others for what they have. You can actually, have you ever had those experiences where you can look at someone and actually and honestly tell them, wow, you look really nice today. You look beautiful. I love your hair, or I love just the self-assuredness that you carry. I love the fact that you've been able to succeed in whatever project you've been on. When you are able to do that honestly, that's an indication that your sacral chakra is in balance. When you can nurture other people, when you have healthy boundaries, when intimacy in your relationship is fulfilling, when you have this desire to create, this comes from a deep appreciation for beauty and a desire to bring more beauty into your life and into the world. I mentioned when you're self-assured and you have a positive self-image, and this comes from an understanding that you have a God-given right to attract good things to your life. When you understand that, then you become more self-assured, that you won't have this situation of lack. You have an understanding that you're enough. Okay, that's how you know that you have a healthy balance of the sacral chakra. And instead of focusing on what you don't have, you learn to take delight in what you do have, and you appreciate what you do have. Okay, so the challenge for the sacral chakra is guilt. So you're always in the pursuit of pleasure, but then once you've found it, rather than enjoying it and appreciating it, you feel guilty. Take, for example, maybe chocolate. I mentioned chocolate before. That's a good one. We pursue chocolate, and then maybe we'll have some, and then we feel guilty. Rather than enjoying that piece of chocolate and experiencing every taste on the taste bud, we eat the chocolate and then we feel guilty. Well, that's actually an activity that you can use to balance the sacral chakra. Enjoy that piece of chocolate. Taste it like it was the last and the first piece of chocolate that you've ever had. That's one way to harmonize that sacral chakra. And it doesn't have to be chocolate. Whatever experience you're experiencing, just really appreciate it and feel it, embrace it, okay? Now, the color for chakra is orange. I'm kind of wearing orange here to illustrate that. There are some stones and some crystals that you can use to harmonize that sacral chakra. Citrine and amber are some of those orangish yellow stones. Fire opal is another one. Moonstone is another crystal that you can use to harmonize that sacral chakra. There are also some essential oils. Cedar wood you can use, or sage. Sweet orange is another one, or frankincense, patchouli, ylang ylang. Those are some oils that will harmonize the sacral chakra. Reggae music harmonizes that sacral chakra, as does music in the key of D. So if you can find some reggae music in D, go ahead and listen to that. And dance. Dance is actually an activity that really opens up that sacral chakra. So do some dancing to some reggae music in the key of D if you can find it. If not, then just enjoy dancing and make it fun. Let's see, activities. I mentioned dancing. So movement therapy is really good for the sacral chakra. Because of that water element connection, long warm showers or bubble baths are also really good for the sacral chakra. You want to really focus on enjoying the experience. Remember, we talked about not just always looking for the next experience, but enjoying the experience, enjoying the here and now, enjoying that what's going on in your life at that moment. Swimming is also really good for the sacral chakra. Massages. Creative projects. Go out and create something, artistic projects. Do something that creates. For relationships with your partner, court your partner. Focus on the passion, not so much the sexuality as much as the passion. So do you remember when you were dating and you used to, do certain things to take care of, or just to show your affection for your partner? Well, go ahead and do that again. Have a date night. That's something also that will help harmonize and balance that sacral chakra. If you are into doing positive affirmations, you can, a really good one is I am passionate. I love and enjoy my body would be a good one. I value and respect my body, because remember we talked about one of the indications that your sacral chakra is not balanced is that feeling of poor self-worth, and that you don't measure up, that you're not attractive, those types of things. So that positive affirmation of I value and respect my body, I love and enjoy my body, or I nourish my body with healthy food and clean water. Another one could be I'm fulfilled. I experience life with passion. I'm open to I open myself to others. Those are all some really good positive affirmations for the sacral chakra. So I know this has been kind of a whirlwind overview of the sacral chakra. Hopefully you found some really good information in this video. But knowing that you'll always be able to experience pleasure brings security and allows greater mobility in your life. So you can then create or consider other options, knowing that life with all its delights will be waiting for you wherever you are. So that's one of the things, that having a balanced sacral chakra, allowing you to experience passion, experience pleasure, really enjoy things without always wanting something more. Those are the benefits of a balanced sacral chakra. So if you have any questions, please write them in the comments. As I mentioned, tomorrow I will do a Q&A on my website. I'll post this video. I'll answer any questions that have been asked, and there'll also be a free handout on the sacral chakra that you'll be able to download. Just go to my website, mindbodyandsoulonline.com. Remember, soul is S-O-L-E, because I'm a foot zone practitioner and foot zone instructor. So mindbodyandsoulonline.com. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to your questions, and I'll see you again next month. Thanks. Bye-bye.